Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and today we're going to be playing some Historic Best of One, and this is the deck I threw together. It is going back to one of my favorite archetypes in Historic, that is Reanimator. And today, in the past we played Mardu Reanimator, black, white, red, using Faithless Looting, but today we're actually going to be playing an Esper version, so blue, white, black. And we're using a couple new cards from the new set in Innistrad. So Faithful Mending, 2 mana, gain 2, draw 2, discard 2. So instant speed Faithless Looting that gains you life. That allows you to flash it back for 3 mana. So this is ways we can put cards into our graveyard. We also have Otherworldly Gaze, 1 mana. Basically, look at the top 3 cards. You can put any number of them in your graveyard. Flashes back for 2 mana. So both these cards are very useful because we can cast them from our hand, or we can discard them and cast them from our graveyard to get utility. We also have Memory Deluge in a similar capacity to gain us some card advantage and something late game that we can just flash back out of our graveyard. Something else I'm trying out is Ashiok Dream Render. The reason being is that you can mill yourself or you can mill your opponent. So in either case, their graveyard gets exiled. So against like the Dragonstorm deck or Phoenix or anything like that, we can exile their graveyard. So it gives us main board graveyard hate while also moving our plan forward. The way we reanimate stuff, I'm trying out 1 Priest of the Fell Rites, and I'll explain in a second why we're only playing 1. This is a creature that on turn 3, we can activate it and pay 3 life to return something from our graveyard to our battlefield. It's also something with an Earth where we can get it back. The reason we're only playing 1 is because we're playing Shadow's Verdict as one of our sweepers. I don't want to play all Wrath of Gods because it sweeps our big threats. So I'm playing some situational sweepers. There's a lot of elves, humans, like small stuff, auras. This just exiles angels. It's really good against as well. We have Dream Trawler as one of our targets. This gains us life, gives us card advantage as well. Elesh Norn to sweep the board, makes our things big. We have Serra's Emmissary. You can choose against like elves or humans creatures, and they can't win the game basically. They can't deal you damage. And then there's Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger, as an indestructible threat that just mills out their graveyard. We could play Platinum Angel as well, but I've seen an increase in the number of red-based decks based on MTG Tap's MTG Arena data. And then just kind of pulling together the deck, we have some Fatal Push, Heartless Act, Vanishing Verse as removal. We have a sweeper package of Wrath of God and Languish and Shadow's Verdict. And then we have Burial Rites as a way to bring back our creatures. Our mana base has just a bunch of dual lands, pathways, stuff like that. 1 Hall, 1 Hive, and then 1 Swamp. So we'll try it out. I haven't been playing much. You'll likely notice just a slight reduction in the number of videos this week. That is in part due to the fact I am moving and trying to buy a house, and all my free time is spent looking for houses, seeing houses, trying to bid on houses. The market is nuts, so I appreciate those sticking around. As soon as I get settled in, we will get a more normal one video a day schedule. But for the time being, we'll play some fun games. As always, if you do enjoy the content, if you can, drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and we can go from there. So this hand has no real way to get ahead, so we're going to mulligan. This is all our big spells. I think we keep. Just put Serra back. So we're looking for Faithless Mending, stuff like that. If we run against blue-white control or Jeskai control, I'm just going to concede. We have like next to no chance against that deck. Okay, so they're on Elves. They might be on Shamans. In any case, Languish will be a nice sweeper. Looks like Elves. Oh no, it could be Stompy. They too just had a bad draw. I mean, hitting our lands in curve, like we're doing this on 4. Looks like Gruul. Yeah, we see the Spellbreaker. Faithless Mending does a good job of like insulating our life total. Man, we are just no gas this game. Hopefully that's not Collected Company. Well, I have no choice. I have to do this. Okay, so no Coco there is good. We'd like a spell for next turn. Just because we are taking quite a bit of damage. Because following that, we have a nice curve. So they can go haste with something. I still think we need to do this now. We have Fatal Push in our deck. So we see Bone Crusher. Think we take both. They attack me for 4 here. I otherworldly gaze. Glaze. QB is lethal. So that game is really unfortunate. We mauled, they mauled, but just not seeing any spells between turn 4. We would have been... We needed a turn, or just not the haste. Because we would have been able to draw or gain some life off Dream Trawler, and then we would go into Elesh Norn. Just an awkward kind of draw there. Might have been right to mull to 5, but I think we lose more games mulling to 5 than keeping 3-lander Languish against most creature decks. Really, any sort of interaction there helps us. The opponent punts small kids. Alright, this hand's good. We go first. So this hand's nice because I have both Ashiok available. Turn 1, I have either Fatal Push or Otherworldly Gaze. We probably gaze regardless. Okay, so they're on Elves. I actually like the Mending here. So we'll put those 2 in the graveyard. And here we're just trying to move up to get to Reanimating Elesh Norn, so we're just looking for a land. Clan Caller's fine here. So it's probably just put Priest back. And honestly, in this matchup, it's probably just Ashiok. So I can Mending again. Honestly, it's just probably this, because I just want to take them off a Lord. So this way I can sweep them because their Lords would power up each other. And then I reanimate Elesh Norn. And then opponent cries. So I can Priest, Unearth, get Dream Trawler if wanted. We have a lot of options here. Let's Otherworldly Glaze. Put these all in the graveyard. Probably fine without the Wrath, to be honest. get Ulamog. That should be game. So we saw this game where the cohesion of our deck. Sure, you got a Coco. So anyways. Ulamog. Opponent was a good sport. Usually they concede right upon resolution, but... Alright, 1-1. When the deck doesn't mull to infinity and draws cards. Faithless Mending there did a really nice job. Really, that's what you want. Like, against all these creature decks, we should have a very good matchup. Just the availability of our sweepers. Where we're going to run into problems is any deck that's playing Permission. Counterspell decks, stuff like that. So this hand here, we go first. We only have one black source and no way to get things in the graveyard. I think we mulligan, and this hand is much, much better. So this is definitely a keep. I think it is Ashiok back. By the way, this is a great if it was a 6-card hand. Or a 7-card hand, that would be fantastic. They got wolf sleeves. How aggressive are they? We probably want Languish. Against like a stompy deck. Reckless Stormweaver. Well, we know Rights is going. I only have one black source for Languish, which is a little awkward. But I can get Elesh Norn. Have another Unburial Rights. I think we just need to play it safe. Still had a decent enough life total. Oh shit, I should have done this main phase. Unnecessary damage. I messed that up. So that's Collected Company out of them, most likely. We're putting all of these in the graveyard. So they probably have removal, so I think I do this first. Interesting. So they could pump a bunch of damage. So they're just like Gruul Werewolves. We need a black source. If I can get a black source, we're in a pretty good spot. Don't particularly want target werewolf you control gets plus XO. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. I can block here. 6, 8. So we do need a land. We need a black land. Faithless Mending. Short to unearth. So technically dead. Oh, you know what? I should have shocked in and then cast this, because then it flips them over to night, but then this flips it over anyways. So if they play this right, depending on where they assign the trample damage, but when they flipped over they would have died. At least this one would have died. We'll see what they do here. Languish will come in handy. Main phase collected company. Six, 9, yeah. Just enough. Just enough. Man, it was a little awkward there. Not being able to languish that turn. And then flipping for the collected company should have been right. Day-night kind of got me there. We played into that earlier, and then it kind of screwed us over. Okay. Lessons learned. I don't think that was the deck. That was more user error. Cool deck nonetheless. Wonder what they're playing black for. Sand is good. Okay, so this looks like the combo deck. Or it could be Madness. Oh, Phoenix. Okay, so Phoenix. We actually want to find our Ashiok. With DRC, okay, they have 2, so it doesn't make much difference. I think Wrath of God's worth keeping. So here I have either the Faithless Mending, so that's sorcery, land, creature. So taking 6 here is not the best. Let them make up their mind. I think saving 3 life here is worth it. Okay, so with mending, that's nice. So they can get their Phoenix back, but I can sweep. If they get multiple Phoenix back, it's a little bit of an issue. They have Ox as well. Nice thing, 7 toughness gets around Unholy Heat. If we find Ashiok, we're also in a really good spot. More lands. So I actually think we do this. Or we bin the rights. Because I'm going to want to be cautious with my life total, so we just do that for 4. Ooh, Elesh Norn will be nice. So our next turn, I can bring back Serra's Emissary. Name creature. Hopefully they don't find a Phoenix. Okay, no Phoenix there is good. Okay, this version's got a lot more burn in it. It puts me to 4. I think we start with naming creature. Then Faithless Mending, gain some life. Just have to hope this Ox doesn't draw another burn spell before we can Mending. Might have been right to name instant in this case. Gotta dodge. One turn, one turn, one turn. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So I can't really afford to shock this turn. So Ulamog for sure. Honestly, probably this otherworldly gaze. I can't afford to go to 2 here when their deck is... I guess this is a free attack. Should have looked at it that way. We needed to close this out quick. So we're just doing this for any untapped land. Now we just name instant. And the nice thing is with our deck, our spells are castable. Like all our big threats. We also only saw 1 Unburial Rites in the top 22. This card seems good in Phoenix. Alright. Nicely done. Let's run this one more time, see how it goes. Both Underworldly Gaze and Faithful Mending have both been really good. We might not need the Ulamog. Instead, play another Dream Trawler maybe. Just the life gain seems super relevant. Could also play a Scarab God, just an earlier threat. I think we keep... I'm keeping because they have Freylee's Sleeves and Freylee's as an avatar. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't. Okay, so we just need like a Faithful Mending, something to ditch these. Just get rid of that. Gonna want this as second block anyways. So we'll do this. Shadow's Verdict to clean up will also be nice. I just want to stem some of the bleeding before then. This gets out of hand. So, Faithless Mending. Okay, well, we got Unburial Rites. We just need a Mending, and then I can get this, name creatures, and they cannot win. This answering this is also nice. Okay, so at least we got Shadow's Verdict going on next turn. Hopefully they don't have Collected Company.
We blossom with nature's magic.
Okay, that's pretty good. Jeez. Talk about wrong half problem. So we're at 13. We're literally a Faithless Mending, Otherworldly Gaze, some lands. I take a removal spell at this point. Okay, so any white source, any sweeper, Faithless Mending, Dream Trawler, jeez. That hand really didn't come together. I think, like, we might want another sweeper. Their line to win was literally that. I don't think we need this. This is kind of win more. I think I like doing this. Try to set up the turn 4. This could be burn. Yeah. Oh no, not my Serras. So this is actually interesting, like which way we go. I think So it's probably this. Jeez. They couldn't hit lands? Languish is also super sweet. So I'm going to do this because it could gain me life, which might be critical here. Hazard. Um... 9, 10. We're live on 1 or 3. Oh, perfect. I don't need to shock. So Hazoret's a bit of an issue. I could languish it away. No shock. I guess Faithless Mending buys me a turn because it taxes them on their life again. If I draw an untapped land, it also gains me some more. That doesn't require shock. I guess this is kind of dumb. But if they had a burn spell, they'd just point at face. Hazard was a good draw. We've just been like beat by Xaxes. Imagining they have Lightning Strike or something. Could be Embercleave. Okay, well... Burn spell that... One turn, no burn spell? I give Mending and then get Dream Trawler into play if I get an untapped land. I think we need to do this before casting this because they still have 3 Bone Crushers. They've shown shock, so it looks like they have a lot of 2-point damage. They could just be doing classic mono red things, tank, 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 shock you. Do this. If they just have like Lightning Strike, they're just being a dick. I want to find another Faithless Mending if possible. Or Faithful. This can dig us upwards of 6 cards deep. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. So we went. My dog's freaking out. Sorry, my dog's rival dog is there. So, summarizing the deck, I think there are some good things with it. We got a little unlucky with just opponents' top decks and just mulligans some games. I think we could probably forego these Deluge. 4 mana seems like a lot. Probably want more interaction early. These felt really good. Maybe some ways to gain life. Tokens, what's it called? A Sunset Revelry might be a card we'd want to consider. I think it does a lot of what we're looking to achieve. If they have less cards than us, they have more creatures, it gains us life. So this is something we can play around with. I think this would be something to try out as well in this shell. Ulamog largely was unnecessary. Lifelink. We're looking at creatures, say 5, 6, 7 on curve. We have something like Lyra. We have Baneslayer Angel. Lieza's interesting, but probably not enough. Probably play a Lyra. I think that would be good. I just want more ways. Can probably play Baneslayer. I just want more ways to have lifelink on curve. I think that would be reasonable. Honestly, it's probably fine with this being your reanimation targets. We have enough ways to find them with like Revelry, Faithful Mending. I think we try it like this. This is where I'd leave it off on. Anyways, appreciate everyone stopping by and watching. Hope you have a great one, and we will see you next time.